Well, Killing House Part 3. Hopefully you got a good understanding from the first two parts. Before I go on to that, I'd like to just quickly give a promotion, which I normally do, which stops me having to do a promotional video every other day. So basically 6 days. The film on Netflix came from this book, the inspiration there. Okay, this is my book, and of course Jamie Bell on the front plays Rusty Firmin in the film 6 days on Netflix, out now. Take a look. That's numeral 6, by the way. 6 days. It's out. The definitive story of the Iranian embassy siege. The book itself is on Audible as well, and you can find it on most Audible platforms. Just type it in, go, 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 and you'll find it. The second one is The Regiment, 15 years in the SAS. That's my story from when I joined, when I was born, when I joined, and when I finished in the army in 1992. There's some good stories in that. Trust me, and it's got some really great reviews. That's me in the middle. The eyes are a dead giveaway. Take a look. So, Audible, it's being done at the moment, and I'm not quite sure exactly when it comes out, but it should be available fairly shortly. The other thing I've got is behind me. It's called The Resolution. That's myself in the middle with no gloves on, the mink behind me, Bob in front of me. There's actually 10 of us in that picture, which the police snipers took the picture. That's not made up. That is from the day, May the 5th, 1980, as we assaulted the building to rescue the hostages. The prints and the books are on my website, which we'll go to in a minute. But just to let you know, the print is doing really well. And of course, I sign and send everything from everything I get on my website. And it's been non-stop, quite literally, for the last 3 weeks. However, my website, where you just purchase and fill in, Rusty does the rest from home, www.rusty-firmin.org/shop. Go in there, fill your boots. Whilst you're there, once you come out of there, then I've got a YouTube channel, which an awful lot of people are on now. There's 11,000 on there in a couple of weeks, which is, I've been told, really good. And they're enjoying the stories. So that is a YouTube channel, Rusty Firmin, SAS TV. It's free to subscribe. What I'd like you to do is get as many of your friends to subscribe as well, free. And there's a comment section on there, which I tried to keep up with. There's an awful lot of them. But actually, the interest, I would be rude not to try and keep up with it. And I do. And I think people who are on there will tell you that. So, that's open. And let's try and get up to 15,000. That'd be great. The ball moves on. Anyway, let's go now back to the Killing House. And we've talked about what it was designed to do, why it was designed, where it was, but what do we do in it? Well, I've covered quite a lot of stuff going through one-man drill, two-man drill, four-man drills, all part of teamwork, should it ever be required, as was the case in 1980 when we went to rescue the hostage in the Iranian embassy siege. This is counter-terrorism training at its best, at its hardest, and with soldiers dedicated and volunteering to serve this country, should they be required to do so. And on more than one occasion, by not just myself, obviously, by lads that have taken part in operations, some never come back. It's part of the game. It's a hard life, but let's be honest, we volunteered for it. And that's what we volunteered for there, the badge. So, proud to wear it. I'm proud to try and get some stories out to you guys without giving any secrets away, and I'll never talk on current operations. Don't even ask me, because it ain't going to happen. So, close quarter battle. 9mm, both weapons fired 9mm ammunition. The Browning and the MP5. So interchangeable ammunition was easy, never a problem. But you don't want heavy duty stuff. When you fire it, it's going to go through a wall and maybe injure or maim somebody next door, which might be doing the same thing as you, clearing rooms. Because the morale's going to go, You want a weapon and ammunition that's going to do what it says on the tin. And that's exactly what it did. It was designed for that very, not the 9mm, sorry, the weapons that we had were designed and were used by different teams over the world. And in those days, it was the best on the market by a long way. So that's where we were with the weapons and stuff. So we've got the teams, individual, 2, 4. Normally that's what we worked in. Can be extended, not a big deal. But normally we'd be working in small teams within a bigger framework. And that's how life went on. To us, every day was a challenge. The training changed day by day. Scenarios changed. And that keeps you on top of it. You would never want to go and do the same stuff day in and day out. Day in and day out. How boring. You change. And that's how you progress. Don't forget, our training took place 360-degree arcs. People say, oh, isn't that dangerous? Yeah. For a dickhead or a Walt, it is dangerous. Trust me. But they won't find themselves in that. What they'll do is they'll talk about it as if they were there. The armchair warriors, love them. Expose them every day. What a shame. Maybe we should have a team of armchair warriors. That would work. Not. However, that will never happen. Beware of who you speak to and what they tell you. Because from what I can see, 80 to 90% of it is crap. However, I don't want to get lost in where I'm talking from or what I'm going to do. So we've got live ammunition. We work in confined spaces, firing 360-degree arcs, which the rest of the army don't do. This is special forces stuff, SAS in particular, because targets don't appear in real life just in front of you down the range at 100 meters. They appear all over the place. But there again, you've got command and control with your own guys. Where are they? I don't want to shoot one of my own guys, do I? Of course not. Train. Train. And it'll work. And it did work. However, we had the added factor of the S6 respirator. Never mind just putting that thing on. Yeah, you can work in gas-filled environments, which hopefully in my day you would have needed, as it did in the siege. If you use gas, you don't want to inhale it if you can help it. Hard work. So that aside, you have to train in what you're going to use operationally for real. I've mentioned before, realistic training and plenty of it. Great. No point in standing up like I am now working and trying to say, well, I'll put it on the day. No. You need to have it on from day one to figure out the shortfalls of anything and the good points, and then you make your own stuff and adjust it to suit you. So that was quite easy. But what about when you've got dignitaries and royalty in the very rooms, in the killing house in particular, that you are going to assault and show them what you can do? And the reason is, as I say, I don't know what happens now, but going back, everyone from the Queen, Princess Diana and Prince Charles, Princess Anne, and go down to Mrs. Margaret Thatcher, and then the senior officers, the Lads Club, yeah, the cheese, the crest sandwich guys, yeah. They all came down at certain stages to look at what we were capable of doing. Reason? Simple. If ever they were captured, okay, they would first of all have to know they've got a team who will come and get you. That would happen anywhere. And eventually, little hostage scenarios with real life dignitaries and or royalty. Yes, live firing. Bullets that hurt. Trust me. And of course, when they all finish at the end of the day, having been through it, to smell what it's like with that stuff in the air, to see what it's like, how quick. Remember, speed, aggression, surprise, SAS. Add to that, control, firepower. That's what our guys were about. Nobody better. Not being big-headed. Nobody better. And of course, it's all down to the training and the guys at the top, the guys at the bottom, and the ones in the middle that are still learning the trade. They're going to be at the top shortly, and the new guys are going to come through. You know what? What better way to do it? Start at the top, move out, move up. New ideas, new thoughts, new weaponry maybe, but keeping on top of the game. So we had all of them in demonstrations and stuff, and I'll come on to it at some stage. Just move slightly forward to another training area to make you bite at this. It's all in my book. When we set fire to Princess Diana's hair, we didn't set fire to it. It actually started smouldering on a demonstration. So I had to smack it out, and no flames, but a lot of smoke and stuff. Yeah, sometimes things like that happen. And royalty, that's realism. that can happen, and it did happen. So just bear it in mind that everything is not textbook. It might sound textbook to start with, but when you've got the lives of those people in your hands, you've got to be on the top of your game. Lucky enough, over the years that we did it, nothing serious happened to our dignitaries and royalty, which is great. You know what? They respected what we could do, and it's about time we started respecting what they did and what they do for us. But I wouldn't change it, ever, because to me, I support everything that they do. Sometimes you can get waylaid and go down the wrong channels and stuff. There's certain stuff now, it doesn't make any difference. If I was sent to rescue them now, I would do my best. But you have to say that each one of them, when we did the demonstrations for them, not all together, by the way, let me just make that clear. These were done over a period of time for separate individuals. Charles and Di, yes. Princess Anne, yes. Mrs. Thatcher, probably accompanied by Dennis Thatcher at the time, yes. And they've all got their own thank yous, but in reality, that's what we're there to do. And all of the drills, 90% of the drills, shall I say, were carried out in the Killing House. So that's why I brought that one in, because it was an important part of training. It was documented, it's been on TV, all sorts of stuff, newspapers. But actually, I'm just telling you myself what happened, why it was there as a useful training facility. Because without it, we'd have been lost in time. With it, helpful, yes. So, with that, I'll leave it for tonight, because I need to move on to some more stuff. Probably tomorrow, I hope. I'd like to try and get it right. But to give you some insight into what we did, why we did it, I've just talked you through a process. Some of it's in my book. And of course, you get an idea from the film 6 Days. But more importantly, the insight is what I'm giving you. I'm not giving you orders. It's an insight. And trust me, when I got up for work, there's nobody in the world had to motivate me. I wanted to go to work. And that, how many people can say that this day and age? Have a think about it. And if I was there now, I'd probably still want to do the same. So, let's catch up again, and who dares wins.